welcome to the court. I'm your host, Courtney Sweet. We're talking Big West hoops today, postseason awards. If it were to happen today, who would we pick? So I'm joined by our resident experts. We've got the coach, Richie Schueler, and the coach, Dave Miller. Can I be an honorary coach, guys?
It just depends. We'll have to see what your picks are.
Richie?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Man, I was
paper,
going
rock,
to say
scissors.
you win everything.
Paper, rock, scissors.
All right, well, whatever. So what we're going to do is the regular season, we've just got a few weeks left. So like I said, if the awards were given today, who would we pick? Guys, you're each going to get 30 seconds. We've got producer Misha, who doesn't want to be on camera, but this is what's going to happen. I'm going to ask you who your pick is and why. You've got 30 seconds. Then she's going to buzz you. Give us an example. You hear that noise, you got to wrap up. It's the next person. Then we're going to banter a little bit. I've got a few surprises that I'm throwing in there because you guys may or may not agree on a couple of the categories, okay?
All right.
Ready to
Sounds
go?
great.
All right,
Good deal.
first things first. We all three agreed on Freshman of the Year. So, CSUN's Terrell Gomez, we would give you the award for Freshman of the Year. There is no argument up here. But guys, why would you pick him? Richie, we'll go with you first.
Oh, he's a spark plug, and he's almost a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. I mean, he's one of the few bright spots for CSUN this year. I mean, he's been fantastic.
Well, I think when you look at him, Richie, he plays the most difficult position on the floor. As a freshman, he's got to direct, he's got to lead, he's got to organize, and he's in attack mode. He just loves to get up and go. But against good teams, they take away those fast break layups. He leads the Big West in three-point field goal percentage. He's shooting 46.8% from the three, and in Big West play, he's averaging 12 points per game, 4 assists a night, and he's shooting 94% from the free throw line. Now, how do you talk about a big that needs double teaming? He's really good. I look at point guards the same way. If you have to change your defense in the pick and roll, blitz him, ice him, down him, there's something special about this kid. And here's the key factor, guys. I don't like that horn. He was supposed to play 10 minutes a game for Reggie Theus, and now he's playing 34 minutes a night. Hands down, Freshman of the Year.
I should have given Coach a 20-second warning so we would go to 30. Listen, I just thought it was cool. I got to interview him after one of their games. He said one of his goals is to be Freshman of the Year, and he's going to accomplish it if we were to give the award today. So, Terrell Gomez, congratulations. All right, guys, we're going to move on. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, next category is Newcomer of the Year. Producer Misha, 30 seconds on the clock. Richie, we'll start with you. Who's your newcomer and why?
Well, it's got to be Leland King from UC Santa Barbara. I don't think they're the same team. I don't think they're a first-place team without him. No doubt in my mind with his versatility, playing inside-outside basketball the way he does, averaging 16 points, 11 rebounds, 42% from the three, 48% overall from the field. Such a versatile guy. And you talk about his pass at Nevada last year, 3.5 points a game, 2.5 boards on a championship team, had a completely different role than he does on this squad. Hey, he is dripping in finesse. You know what? It don't make no sense.
Got to get a little Bruno in there.
That's
very
right.
nice, very nice. All right, Coach, who's your pick and why?
I've got to agree with Richie. When you think about it, it's hands down Leland King from Santa Barbara. He's the most versatile big in the Big West Conference. Look at where he scores. Inside, outside, mid-range, three-pointer. Richie mentioned it. He leads the league in rebounding, but that's just in the Big West. When you look at the national scope, he's 8th in the nation in defensive rebounding. But what I like about him most is that he started at Brown, got some good experience, transfers to Nevada, gets some really good experience, but now he's brought that to the Gauchos. Here's the biggest thing to me. He's going to graduate in 1 year with a master's degree, so he's taking advantage of everything that the Gauchos have given him.
All right, so the two of you agreed on Leland King the second. I'm going to throw a little wrinkle in there, and I'm going to throw out TJ Shorts, okay? Because right now he leads the league in assists. He's 3rd in steals. They've had no Chima Maneki for 3 games. He has 3 20-point games. You saw that game at Long Beach State, double overtime, the three-pointer. So I'm just saying, if they were to be given today, I understand Leland King the second, but I think you got to think of Shorts too.
I think so, but when you look at it, I mean, championship team right now it's looking like it's going to be UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
we have some time. There's a lot of time,
yeah.
but I think you look at the biggest impact of any player, I go with Leland King. I think TJ Shorts is phenomenal, but now he's had a great impact. You make a good argument there, but a double-double by Leland King, it's hard to pass on.
Well, I still go with Leland King, but I'm not quite ready to make you a coach yet. I think I'll make you a trainer on this team, because you're exactly right. I'll tell you, I watched him the other night. He reminded me of a young Isaiah Thomas. We had all that talk in Lakertown. You got this lefty in here. He has had a seamless transition from junior college. I love the way he runs the show, he directs, and he has taken up the slack where it's been much needed. Right now, Leland King going away. No question about it. But if Leland King were to disappear, it might be TJ Shorts. Good call.
All right.
You're not a coach yet.
I'm a
yet.
Just a trainer.
People.
Can you
I'm
get Rich
working
and I
my
some
way
water?
up. Oh, no. Okay, as long as I'm not wrapping ankles or anything. We're just going to put it that way. All right. Next up, we've got Defensive Player of the Year. Coaches love defense. We've got two coaches. I'm a trainer. I haven't worked my way up yet. But if I was a coach, I would love defense. Coach Miller, we'll start with you. Who's your Defensive Player of the Year right now?
Well, I'm going to go as far west as you can go. I'm going to go with Sharif Jermaine from the University of
Okay.
Hawaii. And when you look at him, he passed the eye test. He's long, he's wiry, and he relishes the thought of playing defense. This is a guy that has excellent instincts on and off the ball, demonstrates a defensive awareness. He loves to take charges. He's their emotional leader on the floor, and that appears to me that he has a great understanding of strengths and weaknesses when you talk about KYP. Just take one look at him. He's got live feet, he's got active hands, he loves to defend.
All right, Richie. You've got to put up with that argument. Who do you pick?
I can't have that energy. I mean, I can't have energy like Coach Miller, but I will say that UC Santa Barbara, I got to go with them again. They're in first place. Jalen Canty, I know he's been out the last couple games, but he's all of 6'8", 245 pounds. He averages 2 blocks a game, and what I think he does a great job of is deterring penetrators from getting into the paint. He deters people from giving even post feeds, and with those 2 blocks a game and with that presence, I think it's very difficult to go past him. And if they win the championship, I think he's going to get the vote.
All right. Richie doesn't even need his full 30 seconds, people. He
I don't.
just makes his argument. There he
make
goes.
the point.
Okay, I'm going to throw out somebody that maybe you didn't think about, obviously, because you didn't pick him. Jackson Rowe from Fullerton. Now, let me throw some numbers out at you. You're talking about Canty, 9 rebounds a game. Jackson has, 7.4, okay? Blocks 2 a game. He's got 1.4. But here's the kicker. Fullerton's played a tougher schedule than UCSB. UCSB still has to play Davis again, number 3. They've got to play Long Beach twice. They're tied for 3rd. And they've got to go to UCI, number 2. They've got a number 8 and CSUN in there. But Fullerton, they've got to play CSUN twice at number 8. Then they've got to play Hawaii at number 6, Riverside at 9. They've only got to play Long Beach. So I'm just saying, he's putting up crazy numbers against tougher competition.
Well, I really like that. And I have to say, I did agree with Richie because Canty was right there. I just didn't want to go Gaucho overboard because I like Canty in the sense that he blocks out, but then he goes down to the other end and he gets offensive rebounds. But there's no doubt about Jackson Rowe. You talk about a player that's got a pit bull mentality and really wants to lock you down. He, a lot like Jermaine, they relish the chance to be able to be a defender. And again, when you look at Jackson Rowe, he's got Dedrick Taylor's personality, and that's all about fight.
Yeah, look, I knew who y'all were going to pick. By the way, they didn't know each other's picks. So I just had to be a little antagonistic up here. Throw some things out there, give some love across the conference because it's been a crazy year. So, all right.
Where did you get all that time in between washing the uniforms and cleaning the court?
All right, after round 2, because they agreed on round 1, they each got a point. I got to go with Richie, Jalen Canty. I'm going to give you that round, okay?
Okay.
Can I move up from trainer? Could I be like?
Well, you're a little bit partial. Would it be fair, guys? Would it be fair to ask somebody that's not on the panel?
Producer Misha.
No, forget Misha. I want to go to this guy right here.
Wow.
That guy
Did Coach Miller win that segment?
Yeah. But does this bobblehead have chest hair?
Guys.
Do you have chest hair?
First of all, it doesn't have much hair.
Oh my Lord. This show is going off the rails. Dear heavens. And by the way, we have no budget to make bobbleheads for us. But Coach, I'm glad you brought yours. All right, next up, here we go. We're going to go Player of the Year. Coach, we'll start with you, Coach Miller. Who's your player and why?
Well, I'm going to go back to Santa Barbara. I've got to go with Max Heidegger. And when you think about it, he's the leading scorer in the Big West, dropping 20 a night. And I think he's a pro. You look at his NBA three-point range, he can pull up and he attacks the rim with a vengeance. I look at him and I see quickness. He's deceptively athletic. He's shooting 45% from the field, 43% from the 3. And this is the kicker, guys. Everybody talks about he's tripled his scoring output. Remember 2 years ago, he was scoring 7 points a game. He's up to a little bit over 20. I think it's been his defense that has gotten better. Joe Pasternak has told him, if you don't defend, you won't play. If you don't defend, you have no chance of going to the next level. I think he's a pro. His defense has been his biggest improvement.
Not fair. That was 45 seconds. That was more than 30.
Coach doesn't like the new shot clock at all in college, less time. He doesn't like it on this show either. All right, Richie, your turn. Who would you pick and why?
I'm going to go with Chima Manecki. And I know he's been out the last few games. And the best ability is availability, right? In the last 3 games without him, they've lost 2 of 3. And the one that they won was in double overtime. So I think he has the biggest impact on his team of any player in the conference. Max Heidegger, maybe. But Chima Manecki, can UC Davis win a championship without him? I don't know. He's 18.5 a game, 9 boards, 1 block, shooting almost 60% from the field. He plays on both ends of the floor, nearly a double-double average. And I just think that they're not the same without him. I'm not sure they'll win the conference without him. He has been outstanding all season long. We'll see what happens.
I think there
You
was
wanted
a
your 45
I
seconds.
think there was a turnover right there.
I obey the rules.
No, you
Barely.
didn't that time. Okay, I'm going to throw a name out there. I like both of your choices, absolutely. Gabe Levin from Long Beach State. He's leading the conference in scoring. He's in the top 10 in rebounding. He's a double threat. I just think he has to be in the conversation. And you hit this with Chima. His numbers are undeniable. But he's not on the floor. And you said that best ability is availability. How can you be MVP if you're not there with your team? Now, we have a couple weeks left. We don't know what's going to happen with him up until this point. Yes, but if he's not around, I think Gabe has to be in the conversation.
Here's my thing on that. When you talk about players of the year, whether it's player of the year or defensive player of the year, I'm under the belief that they have to be a contender, a top 2 or 3 team in the conference. So when I think about the player of the year,
Long Beach is tied for 3rd right now.
well, yeah, well, let's see if they keep rising. Yeah.
Listen, close only counts in grenades and horseshoes. Just listen to the two coaches. We're talking about the
Hey,
top
I'm working my way up.
because
Don't squash my spirit.
Truth be told, if you're going to be the coach of the year and you're going to be the player of the year, you should quite frankly be on the team that wins it. And even though we pick those before it happens, again, Gabe Levin is in the conversation. You talk about a tough cover. If I find out where Misha is with that horn, I'm going to break
I got
it.
buzzed this time. I haven't even been buzzed. All right.
Hey, I think
so,
she's maybe moved up to Dobo. Like she's almost to that assistant coach
okay, that's
bench
not
staff.
bad.
She's
I'll
getting
take
there.
Dobo.
She's getting
I mean,
there,
she
yeah.
gets benefits.
Hopefully that's a raise for me. My other boss, Steve, is over there. So he's not giving me the okay. All right. Final category. We've got Coach of the Year. I'm not the Coach of the Year because I'm not a coach. But we've got 2 over here. All right, Richie, I'm going to start with you. Who is your Coach of the Year and why?
It's very difficult for me to pass on Joe Pasternak. It's very difficult for me to pass on Jim Les. But the way Russell Turner has got UC Irvine going the way they're going with no seniors, and 3 of their captains are sophomores, 1 is a junior. Last year, they graduated 60% of their offense into this season, 42 of their 70 points, with 3 seniors that won 4 conference championships. They have one of the toughest schedules in the NCAA, and nobody even on this team scored 20 points in the first 14 games. I feel like he's molded them into having a second place finish at this point in time. Right on time.
Yes.
Right on time.
You got a
Well,
star.
you certainly mentioned the names that were in the conversation for myself, but I think you have to go with Joe Pasternak for these reasons. Last season, the Gauchos were 6-22, dead last in the Big West. And you look at it this year, it's the biggest turnaround in college basketball. As we're taping, they're 19-5, they're 8-2 in first place in the conference, and they're 11-0 at home. You look at this offense, it's the most energized offense that I've seen in Santa Barbara in a while. But Richie, it's been fueled by their defense. How do I rate a coach? There's 3 simple things. Can he recruit? Well, let's look at it. Leland King shows up. Marcus Jackson shows up. Can he develop? Max Heidegger has tripled his offensive output and he's become a defensive player. And then in-game coaching. Joe Pasternak has coached his tail off. You look at those close wins. If Joe Pasternak can get into the tournament, the national tournament, the NCAA tournament, I might throw him out for National Coach of the Year, but it's not even close in the Big West with what he's done.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So we went almost a minute with Coach there, but I will give you that. I am going to throw out Jim Les's name. I agree with both of you. I think they are both worthy candidates. I would vote for one of them, and I'll tell you at the end who. But Jim Les, 8 returners, 8 newcomers, but here's the kicker. 4 starters he had to replace out of a team that went to the NCAA tournament this year. Now, again, no Chima Maneki for the last 3 games. They got the win at Long Beach, but they lose to Fullerton by 2. Now, producer Misha, I know that wasn't 30 seconds. She's the counting coaches time for me.
Thank you, Misha.
Yeah.
I know who your favorite
Appreciate
is.
you.
I got demoted to trainer. Okay, so listen, but they lose to Fullerton by 2 points, okay? They lose to UCSB by 9. Chima's in that game. We could be sitting here talking about Davis in first place with 4 starters that they replaced. And by the way, nobody's cooler than Coach Les with Jim Les doing the Les. So let's cue that video, the Les. I mean, I loved how he skipped and then he did the Les.
Yeah.
Come on, Coach. Coach Miller, you gotta do the Les. You know,
Left,
no,
right.
you're not doing the Les. All right, so again, we've gone off the rails. I'm going to give this one because you got to get Drake in the show. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Coach, I'm giving you that one with Joe Pasternak, going from 8th place to 1st.
Well, that's good because if you didn't, I was going to ask you, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Because picking anyone else would be bad for your health.
All right, so Coach, can I be a coach now since I gave you that last one?
Absolutely. You're my associate head coach with benefits, and you're going to the Final Four.
Today
How
is a
about
good
that?
day. Ice cube. Very nice. All right, so let's just recap. Newcomer of the year, you both tied on that.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive player, I picked Jalen Canty. Okay. Player of the year, we're going to go Chima. Coach of the year. So, Coach Miller, unfortunately, Richie beat you by 1, but since I didn't technically get promoted to coach by both of you, you both beat me because I'm a Dobo. How about that?
High five.
Did you
We'll
say
take
a
that.
hobo? Oh, a dobo. Because if you
You're a
need a
dobo.
place to stay, we can let you stay in this studio. This is a beautiful
I just
place.
want my bobblehead. All right, listen, guys, this was a lot of fun. We have a couple weeks left in the Big West regular season. So maybe we'll come back at the end if we can get a budget and a crew to come out. We'll see what happens and how this all
hope
plays
so.
out. But hey, Big West Hoops has been fun this year. I mean, every week, a new player of the week, new team at the top. It's the Wild
Well,
West.
just look at the coaches. You could pick one of three, and you're going to hit it. When you look at players there's great coaches, there's great players, and what I like about it most, that every night it's an exciting game. There's no easy nights in the Big West.
Exactly. Can't take any days off. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys for joining us on the court. Make sure to check out bigwest.org at the end of the season to see who gets the postseason awards. Until next time, I'm Courtney Sweet. We'll see ya. Thanks so much.